Just to come in and say you're awesome, you're amazing, we want to glorify your name, we want to glorify you as King. We want to come and say, thank you for tonight, thank you for that we can be blessed tonight according to your word, according to your heart desire. Thank you as we just read again your word, that you said, I have given you everything. I have given you the mandate on this earth to proclaim that what is yours. So thank you, Father God, for your heart desire that you sent Joshua for our heart desire, so we can start proclaiming Pretoria for the kingdom of God. We can start proclaiming our situations for you. We can start proclaiming the work position we are in for you. That we can take the stewardship and the control of that mandate, that mandates, and we can use it according to your word. That we can use it because your word said, you are King of the kings. Thank you, Father, that we can use our kingship today to come into your glory. Thank you, Holy Spirit, we can engage with you this morning again, this afternoon and this night as well. And please bless my wife, which is really going to speak through her with the wisdom, with the understanding, with the counseling, with the spirit of might, with the knowledge, with the spirit of fear, and with the spirit of Father God, hallelujah. And all glory will come to you in the name of Yeshua Messiah, King of glory. And we glorify your name, and we glorify your name for who you are. We say thank you, Father God, that you are in control, and we want to worship you. Would you lift up your hands to heaven and say, we receive what you want to give us today, in the name of Yeshua Messiah, King of glory. Amen.
Baie welkom. Ek het besluit ek gaan vanaand 'n bietjie gesels oor vas en bid. Ek dink die rede hoekom ek voel ek moet 'n bietjie deel oor dit is omdat ek self in 'n kerk groot geword het waar daar nie eintlik oor dit geteach is nie. Ek het nie met dit groot geword nie. Jy lees van dit in die Bybel, maar jy het dit nie self beoefen nie, so dit was vir my 'n eye-opener toe ek vir Vader sê, Lord, I know there's more out there. Give me more. And then he puts me into this ministry where you really need to fast and pray. So I had to really start from scratch. And I was so privileged that I think Gwen as well, we were both so privileged that Father taught us himself how to fast. What had happened is, as soon as we joined the ministry and Gideon started praying for people, and when I was assisting him, we said, no, we will help you, because there's a big need for people to get deliverance and people that are in bondage, and they were actually, hulle het hom oorval, en ons moes letterlik bietjie keer en sê, wag, kom ons help, kom ons maak afsprake vir die mense, en so het ons op uitreike begin gaan. En hulle het ons uitgenooi om na sekere plekke toe te gaan, en ons bietjie bedien daar, en was dan so 20-30 mense wat in die seminare gesit, en dan het hulle so bietjie vertel van Gideon's getuienis, en jy weet hoe die vyand op jou bloedlijnvloeke kan inzoom en jou swakpunte en al die goed. So dis a whole new dimension that opens up for a lot of people. But this specific outreach that we went on to, Father told us he wants the team that's going on this outreach to fast. He told us in a dream, I need the whole team to fast for 3 days. So it was really an act of obedience. So, yeah, sure, we'll do it, you know, but never done it, but okay, let's go and let's do the Daniel fast. Because now, I don't have a lot of knowledge. And we Googled, you know, how do you do the Daniel fast and what are you allowed to eat and so on. So it was quite a new thing for us, and if you do the fast for the first time, it is difficult. I've actually come to realize you need to rehearse it a few times. You need to train yourself and you need to train your body. It's not an easy thing. So here we are, and we're fasting, and we're traveling all the way to Philippolis, and to a nice guest house, and the moment we got the keys from the tenant, and we opened the door, on our mirror, the Satanists wrote a message: "Welcome, soldiers for Christ, B6E." Now, B6E stands for Satan. It's another name or refrain. How they call it. It's a satanic refrain. Yeah. Welcome, soldiers for Christ from B6E. So we were like, oh, the Satanists were here. You know, it's like, we like this, you know. And we started this whole weekend praying, and we was, ministering to people. It was really amazing breakthroughs. But the problem was that there was territory in the guest house. The fleur de lis, die fleur de lis is 'n sataniese teken, is 'n heksenboom, is in die dak vas, in die plafon, is een van die ou huise. So ons kon toe na die plek afseël, want ons is nou gewoond daaraan waar ons gaan hou, die huis laat dan nie van nie. So ons weet, salf af en dan kan jy rustig slaap, jy weet. En ons salf af en ons kan nie slaap nie. Ons is 'n hele paar mense wat op die uitreik gegaan het. Dan slaap ons nou, dan hoor ons daar gaan die ketel aan. Kyk so, niemand het die ketel aan. Dan sien ons weer die ligte gaan aan. Okay, niemand het die ligte aangesit. So hulle was binne in die gebou. Hulle was in die plek waar ons geslaap het. So ons het nogal so redelik van gehad daai naweek en ek wens dit op die daarvoor. Want kyk, jou kamera kan ons energie optel. Dan video sy nou so. Jene, maar ons het 'n verskriklike ding in op daai kamera gesien. Ek weet ons van daai foto's soek. Ons het 'n foto geneem, en in die hoek is dit soos 'n swart. Dit lyk soos 'n mega groot vleermuis, maar jy kan hom nou nie met jou blote oog sien nie, maar op die kamera, op die foto kan jy sien, daar is 'n ding in die hoek. En ons het toe nou maar al begin gewoond raak dat hierdie ministerie is 'n assignment vir die vyand. Die warlocks kry nou maar hierdie ministerie as 'n assignment, hulle moet swakpunte kry by ons, oop deure kry by ons, hierdie ministerie moet stop, want ons is besig om havoc te saai in die ander. Ons maak 'n bietjie distraction in hulle kamp. Jy weet, op die einde van die dag gaan dit vir spiritual war. En ek weet net daai aand het ek nog so gelê, maar ek voel soos 'n kat wat so op die bed spring en ek kom so hier so oor my verby, maar hierdie hele kant van my moet so hoendervleis like. So ons het almal daai hele naweek niks geslaap. Maar daai spesifieke aand, mense, ons dog, ek het die braaipan het aangegaan en die ketel het aangegaan en die ligte het aangegaan en dan sit ons maar weer als af.
Kyk die plaks uit.
Ja, en eventually, ons lê nog so nie, maar ek hoor 'n bom wat bars. Kaboom! Maar dit gaan so in my ore. En ek staan regop en ek sê, julle, en almal sit regop en almal het dit gehoor. Maar ek weet, in my siel weet ek, dis nie vleeslik, dit was geestelik. En ons gaan uit, en is in die middel van die nag, 12 van die nag, gaan uit, sien die sterre, sien niks. Sê vir almal, weet jy wat? Kom ons slaap net. Dit moes geestelik gewees het. Okay. Ons slaap toe verder. Daar was toe nou regtig nou nie verdere disturbance gewees het. Maar ons weet toe nou hoe werk dit. Sekere ouens kry assignment. As jy nie jou assignment kan complete nie, dan word jy op die einde van die dag geoffer as jy 'n satanist is. Maar ons gee nou nie vreeslik aandag daaraan, ons het regtig 'n hectic weekend gehad, en ons is nou op pad terug. En die sataniste kommunikeer ons maar met ons op SMS'e en hulle skryf vir ons 'n boodskap. What did you do? We sent 1,000 legions to destroy you, but your angels brutally attacked us. En die een warlock is in die attack. So die slag wat ons gehoor het, en ek dink min mense sal ons gehoor, maar die slag wat ons gehoor het was actually a spiritual war. It between evil and godly angels, demons and angels. En whether we like it or not, daar is 'n war daar buite. En God is nie in die war nie. Hy het die war gewen. En hy het die dag 'n preek gehoor toe sê, Vader het nie eens vir Satan uitgegooi nie. Die engele het hom uitgegooi. Een engeltjie het hom uitgegooi.
Ek sê daar's something wrong there. Just so that for me.
Ja.
Ek het baie eers moet.
So God is nie in die geveg betrokke nie, maar daar's verseker 'n geveg in die gees betrokke tussen engele en demone. En toe begin ek besef, wow, Vader het met 'n doel vir ons gesê vas vir 3 dae. Because he knew what the enemy is going to plan. En het ons nie gevas nie, het ons dalk regtig seer gekry. En ek's ernstig, mens kan nie in 'n deliverance enter of in 'n ministry betrokke raak of sê nee, ek gaan nou deliverance begin doen. As God jou nie aangestel het en sy protection nie oor jou is nie, is dit 'n gevaarlike grond om op te probeer. Daar in die Bybel is daar waar ouens het ook probeer bevryding doen en hulle het geskeurde klere. Hulle is gewond gewees deur demoniese mag. So, dis my first encounter gewees met 'n vas. En ek glo ons kan almal vas vir sekere redes, né? Wat is die rede waarvoor ons tog vas? Obviously for protection. Daar's die ander redes waarvoor ons verseker vas is omdat ons antwoorde nodig het. Jy staan dalk voor 'n besluit en jy moet nou besluit oor gaan ek my werk los? Of moet ek trou? Is dit die man vir my? Jy weet, of moet ek skei? So ons wil baie keer deurbrake hê, dalk is jy betrokke in 'n geveg met iemand. Dalk is jy soos ons in hofsaake betrokke. Glo my, ons het hierdie hofsaake deurgebid en gevas. Maar elke keer is daar 'n deurbraak. Every single time. En ek dink die probleem met vas is we so concentrate on what we sacrifice, what we are not allowed to do. But we forget to think about what are we going to gain. So we must actually change our focus from ek kan nou nie vandag koffie drink. Maar nou dink jy, as ek net hierdie 3 dae kan vasmaak. Hoe glorious gaan dit wees as die Here vir my hierdie deur oopmaak. En hierdie hofsaake kan vir eens en vir altyd agter ons rug wees. So we must start changing our focus away from the worldly stuff, the food, the things that we are sacrificing, and start focusing on what we are going to gain. Ek gaan so 'n paar skriffies lees van gevalle waar daar gevas is in die Bybel. So a fasting is basically a sacrifice. And what happens when we do a sacrifice? We are getting God's attention. When you sacrifice worldly things, number 1, you're getting His attention. And number 2, He grants supernatural revelation and wisdom in certain situations. So in actual fact, you gain favor with God. Okay. And fasting is actually not negotiable. Die Bybel sê nie as jy vas. Dit sê wanneer jy vas. So dit is 'n moed vir elke Christen. Vader vat ons deur seisoene. Ons moet onthou ons lewe gaan in seisoene. Ons kry seisoene van trials, ons kry seisoene van blessings, ons kry seisoene van ek vergelyk dit altyd maar met winter, somer, herfs en lente. En as jy deur trials gaan jy verseker moet begin intap in jou spiritual weapons. En fasting is een van jou grootste wapens teen die vyand. Okay, maar ek dink net ons weet te min daarvan. Ja, Matteus 6 vers 16 sê, nie if you fast nie, but when you fast. Drieka, het jy Bybel? Lees gou vir ons Matteus 6 vers 6.
And whenever you fast, do not become sad-faced, like the hypocrites, for they neglect their faces to make their fasting evident to men. And I tell you, they have their reward in full. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that your fasting won't be evident to men, but to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you.
Nou, daar is baie belangrik. Want ek het al daai fout gemaak. En Vader het vir my in 'n droom gesê, moenie dit doen nie. Ek sal vir mense sê, ek gaan nou nie vandag nie, ek vas vandag. En ek sal voor 10 mense gesê, ek vas nou vandag. So, laat almal nou moet sien, hoor jy, ek is nou high and mighty and above everybody else. Maar wat gebeur as jy dit doen? Dan sê die Bybel, het jy klaar jou reward. Maar vas in stilte, laat net jou Vader dit kan sien. En hy sal jou secretly reward. Vir dit wat jy ook al vas. Okay. Right. Dion, lees gou vir ons. Kom ons hoor gou 'n paar gedeeltes in die Bybel waar daar gevas is.
Van vers 3 af tot...
Ja, lees sommer vers 3, ek sal vir jou sê as jy wil moet stop.
Okay, ek lees die Tree of Life version. I ate no rich food, nor did meat or wine enter my mouth, nor did I anoint myself with oil until the end of 3 weeks. Now on the 24th day of the first month, while I was beside the bank of the great river, the Tigris, I lifted my eyes and looked, and behold, a man dressed in linen with a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist. His body was like yellow jasper, his face like a flash of lightning, his eyes like fiery torches, his arms and his feet like the gleam of burnished bronze, and the sound of his words like the roar of a multitude. Only I, Daniel, saw the vision. The men that were with me did not see the vision. Nevertheless, such a great terror fell upon them that they fled and hid themselves. So I was left alone to see this great vision. My strength drained from me and my vigor was destroyed. I could not summon any strength. Yet I heard the sound of his words. When I heard him speaking, I fell on my face in a deep sleep with my face to the ground. Then behold, a hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. He said to me, Daniel, highly valued man, carefully consider the words I'm speaking to you. Stand up, for now I have been sent to you. When he spoke this word to me, I stood up trembling. Then he said to me, don't be afraid, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard.
The first day,
I've come because of your words. However, the prince of the kingdom of Persia resisted me for 21 days. But behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me because I had been detained there with the kings of Persia.
Okay, so daar's excellent voorbeeld. Daniel het vir 3 weke gevas en daar sê die engel vir hom, van die eerste dag wat jy gevas het ek al probeer deurkom na jou. So wat was die deurbraak hier? God het vir hom 'n engel gestuur en vir hom gesê die deurbraak is op pad. Okay. Volgende Ester 4 vers 16. Vanaf vers 16.
Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Shushan and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. My maids and I will fast in the same way. Afterwards, I will go into the king, even though it is not according to the law. So if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai left and did all that Esther commanded him.
Okay, dankie. Soos almal ken die storie van Esther. Hulle het vir 3 dae niks geëet of gedrink nie. Hoekom? Want hulle was in krisis. Want die Jode, daar was 'n bevel uit dat die Jode almal doodgemaak gaan word. En ons ken die uiteinde van Esther. Wat het gebeur? Die Jode se lewens is gespaar. Daar was wel 'n oorlog, Maar die volk is gered. Hoekom? Omdat hulle gevas het. En God het hulle gebed gehoor. Kyk, ons lees gaan nog so 1 of 2.
So he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread nor drank water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments.
Okay. Another example of when Moses fasted for 40 days and when God gave the breakthrough and said, you no longer have to keep all those 6,000 laws, I'm going to give you 10 laws. Okay, weer 'n deurbraak. Nehemia 1 vanaf vers 4.
After they told me this, I sat down and I cried. During many days I was very sad. I did not eat or drink. I prayed to Yahweh. I prayed, O Yahweh, Elohim of heaven, you are great and powerful. You are so great that I cannot come near to you. You always keep your promises to the people that you've chosen. You do this because you love them, but they must love and obey you.
Okay, so wat gebeur het daar is Nehemia, almal ken die mure van Jerusalem wat aangeval was. En Nehemia is die een wat ingestaan het in die kerk en gesê het, Here, laat ons die mure herbou. Hy het gevas, hy het gebid. En wat het gebeur? God het voorsien dat die mure herbou kan word.
Jy het even nou iets declaration wat nou claim to me before your heart with fasting, weeping and lamenting. Rent your heart, not your garment, and turn unto Adonai your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abundant in mercy, and relentant about calamity due. Who knows he may turn and relent and may leave the blessing behind him, so that he may be granted offerings and drink offer from Adonai your God.
Amen. Weer eens 'n bewys waar die Here jou uitnooi. Kom na my toe met vas en gebed wat ek jou kan bless, wat ek jou kan vergewe. Baie keer doen ons iets en ons verootmoedig voor die Here en sê ek is jammer. Baie mense gaan in 'n vas en gebed.
And I proclaimed a fast there at the Ahava River, so that we might humble ourselves before our God and seek from him a straight way for us, our little ones, and all of our possessions. For I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and cavalry to protect us from the enemy along the way, because we had spoken to the king, saying, the gracious hand of our God is upon everyone who seeks him, but his great anger is against everyone who forsakes him. So we fasted and sought our God about this, and he responded to our plea.
Amen. Dis genoeg. So hulle moes gereis het en hulle was bang die vyand gaan hulle aanval. En hulle het in 'n vas ingegaan. En as jy nou die hele stuk klaar lees, daar sê hy die Vader het hulle bewaar op hulle reis. Okay. En dan die laaste enetjie Jona 3 vanaf vers 5, wie kan hom vir ons lees? Vanaf vers 5.
Then the people of Nineveh believed God and called for a fast and wore sackcloth, from the greatest of them to the least of them. When the word reached the king of Nineveh, he rose from his throne, took off his robe, covered himself in sackcloth, and sat in the ashes. He made a proclamation saying, in Nineveh, by the decree of the king and his nobles, no man or beast, herd or flock may taste anything. They must not graze nor drink water, but cover man and beast with sackcloth. Let them cry out to God with urgency. Let each one turn from his evil way and from the violence of his hands. Who knows, God may turn and relent and turn back from his burning anger, so that we may not perish.
Amen. En ons ken die storie, hoe dit eindig is, Nineveh is gespaar. Want hulle almal hulle self verontmoedig het voor die Here en hulle in vas gegaan. Nou, daar's iets wat ons net ook voor moet oppas. Lees gou vir ons Luke 4 vers 2. Daar's iets wat ons voor moet oppas as ons vas. Dis 'n ou David.
So it was the days being tested by the devil. Now he ate nothing during those days, and when he had ended, he was hungry.
So toe Yeshua in die woestyn ingegaan het hy gevas en in daai tyd is hy versoek deur die duiwel. So wees nou op jou hoede, as jy in 'n vas gaan jy versoeking kry. Jy gaan voel hoor jy ek wil my vasbeweeg. Of iemand gaan jou dalk uit probeer praat. Of skielik gaan jy en jou man 'n vreeslike rusie sê en jy weet nie waar om te gaan. Want Satan wil nie hê jy moet vas. Wees op jou hoede dat jy kan aangeval word. Kyk, en staan maar net sterk. Ons het eendag ook maar mense wat so half vriende begin raak het. Wat ook maar saam met ons in die ministry begin het, bystaan het en hulle deurbraak gesoek. Hulle het gewag vir finansies wat ons uitbetaal het, polis en goed. En hulle kry swaar, en ons sê vir hulle, maar kom ons vas man, kom ons vas, laat ons hierdie ding deurbid. En ek besef toe nou, ons werk nog partykeer met babietjies in die gees, jy weet, so let's do it with them, let's do it with them, teach them. En ons vas, en so in die middel van die eerste dag, hoor ek, hoe gaan dit met die vas? Nee, ek het vergeet ek vas, ek het die vas klaar gebreek. En dan vraag jy vir jouself, but how serious are you about fasting, and how serious are you about God, and how serious are you about getting breakthrough? So, dit was vir my maar bietjie weird geweest. Nou is daar 'n vraag wat ek julle wil vra, hoe lank dink jy moet 'n mens vas? Dink jy die lengte van jou vas kan die grade van jou breakthrough bepaal?
Yeah, that's between you and God.
Yeah. He will show you what to fast and how long.
Ek gaan 'n bietjie verskil met julle. Rika, lees gou vir ons 2 Konings 13. Onthou, vas is 'n profetiese aksie. Is it nie? It's a prophetic action. You're doing something to gain something. And in the Bible, right through the Bible, God used a lot of prophetic actions. Even when he healed the blind man, he put mud on the face. What was that? On the eyes? It's a prophetic action. Okay. Let's listen to this prophetic action. Vanaf vers 2 Konings 13 vanaf vers 14.
When Elijah got sick with his illness from which he would die, Joash of Israel came down to him, wept over him and cried, Avi, the chariot of Israel and its horsemen. Then Elisha said to him, take bow and arrow. So he took bow and arrows. Then he said to the king of Israel, mount your hand on the bow. So he mounted his hand on it. Elisha then laid his hand on the king's hands and said, open the window to the east. And then Elisha said, shoot. And he shot. Then he said, Adonai's arrow of deliverance, yes, an arrow of victory over Aram. You will strike down the Arameans in Afek until they are demolished. Then he said, take the arrows. And he took them. Then he said to the king of Israel, strike the ground. And he struck him 3 times, then stopped. But the man of God was upset with him and said, if only you had struck 5 or 6 times, then you would have annihilated Aram till they had consumed it. But now you will strike Aram only 3 times.
Okay. Maak dit sin vir julle?
Ja.
Wat gebeur het is daar weer eens, die vyand het hulle in oorlog teen hom gekom, toe hy voor Elisha, toe sê hy, wat moet ek maak, toe sê hy, die Here sê vir my skiet, vat 'n pyl, skiet hom, profetiese aksie, so ver soos wat jy hom geskiet het, dis hoe ver jy hulle gaan verslaan, slaan op die grond, toe slaan hy 3 keer, toe is Elisha ongelukkig met hom, toe sê van, hoekom het jy net 3 keer geslaan, jy moes 5 keer geslaan het. Dan sou jy hulle heeltemal verslaan het, nou gaan jy hulle net 3 keer verslaan. So, ek dink tog, 'n vas, omdat dit 'n profetiese aksie is, die sal effek. Vas jy dalk net vir 1 dag, in vergelyking met 3 dae, 'n 3 dag vas gaan ons nou hoor in die gees staan. Maak dit sin vir jou? So ek glo jou breakthrough kan groter wees. Yes, God.
The story of Jacob and Isaac actually applies here too. Meaning that, this is what I've experienced, is that when I'm called into a fast, then it is my decision in how long I want to make this fast. So it has happened many times that I said, you know what, this is a 14-day one. Last one was a 21-day, but I said, I'm going for a 21-day because I need, not breakthrough, but I need a turnover of the table of thing. And then when I said, this is what I'm going to do, after a period of rather extensive long period, the story of Jacob came up. Now I truly know that you love me. Stop. So Father knows what the capacity of your physical body is. And each time, in any case, as you said previously, when you start with your stuff, you're talking about, and that is practice, practice, practice. So it is a conversation that needs to be done on a regular basis with him, and said, and you go on, because he said sacrifice, but he can come and say, stop. Here is the answer.
Yes.
Stop. This is enough.
Yes.
Now I truly know that you love me.
Yes. I have fasted as well for 3 days, and even in the first day, the breakthrough even came. But I only realized it after the 3rd day. But it was also like God was saying, I see your obedience. So, my suggestion to you would be, what type of fast? You're asking now, what type of fast should I start with? And yeah, fasting is if you don't do it correctly as well, it's dangerous. So I would say start off with the Daniel fast. In other words, you start sacrificing small things. You can still eat, but the Daniel fast is vegetables and water. Fruits. Yeah, anything fresh. In tea, ek maak vir my swart tee. So it's just about the sacrifice, you know. And teach yourself, go on a 1-day Daniel fast. Because if you're not used to it, it's already a big thing for you. So so you're going to start training yourself, train your spirit, train your body. Then you can go on to, and the next time you say, I'm going to push it for 2 days. 2 days Daniel fast. And the next time you're going to say, let me push it for a 3-day Daniel fast. And then one day I said, let me push it for a 1-day full fast. A full fast is when you've got no water and no food. Or let me push it for a partial fast. Let me just see apparently a regular fast is when you can have water but nothing to eat. So push it then for a 1-day regular fast. No eating, but you can drink water. And then the next time you say to yourself, well, let me push it for a full 2-day fast. No water, but that's a bit dangerous. But I know of someone that has also gone on a full 40-day fast. And on the 39th day, he said to his wife, I can't carry on. And he broke the fast, and she cooked him bacon, eggs, and borscht and everything. And eating that on an empty stomach killed him. He was killed instantly. So you must break your fast very, very slowly.
Sorry, I actually signed up a client early in January. And he said to me, he went on a 40-day fast. And he said, after the fast, he says you can't eat. So you start,
only fluids.
You start with water, he says, and then he put Marmite in the water.
Sure.
You know. And that's
Just to
said
get
it
some
took,
strength.
it
Yeah.
took him more than 10 days before he could start
Ek sal
eating
jou
something more
woord,
solid.
ja. So don't just jump into a fast here. You must be responsible as well and listen to what the Holy Spirit says. But like I say, start with something small and small sacrifices. Some people nowadays fast for TV or they fast their phones. No phones for 2 days. It's a sacrifice. Some people fast just coffee because they are coffeeholics. And it's a big sacrifice for them. So listen to what the Holy Spirit is telling you. But I can guarantee you, and I have proved to you today, that there is fruit after using this weapon.
What's coming hand in hand with fast?
Prayer. Now,
Yes.
I just wanted to say, I mean, you see a lot of things about fasting on the internet. I searched for that. But there was at our living center, Professor Theo Botha actually had one on Wednesday nights they have word school. So he spoke about fasting. And he says, fasting is about humbling yourself before God. And he also suggested you don't go radical at first. So he was putting it in terms of meals. He says, so normally you will have 3 meals in a day. So then you can decide to sacrifice 1 meal, or maybe 2 meals, or when you're ready, to sacrifice 3 meals in a day. He says, but remember, the time that you would spend on eating your meal, spend that time in prayer.
You need to. Because remember, we are in a world. Now, what is the purpose going to be if you fast, but you at work and you flicking and sculling, because the work's not being done and rushing off here in traffic and you're spending no time with Father, you're putting no time aside, then it's not going to be fruitful. So the ideal would be to set time apart as well in this 1-day fast or 3-day fast, and put time on for you to worship as well. Just to humble yourself before God, because it's there where the answers come. Where did the answer come for Daniel? He was busy praying. He was on his knees when the answer came.
Can I ask something? Okay, we said now fasting and prayer. There's something else hand in hand.
Giving.
Worship.
Serving.
Serving, yeah.
Luke 2 verse 37. And then as the widow went until 84, she was 84 years old. She then left the temple by serving night and day and with fasting and prayer.
Yeah.
It's a powerful object is while you are fasting, serve someone. It also helps.
Ek het toevallig vanoggend Jesaja 30 gekry. En waar hy sê, as ons nou alles lees, hoekom vas jy? Dink jy dis wat jy moet doen? Waar hy eintlik sê jy moet gaan gee. Vir die armes dit wat jy sal eet.
So serving.
Ja. Partykeer as jy vas en bid, maar die mense om jou perish. En God sê dit is nie die vas wat hy wil hê nie.
Ja.
Sorg eerder eers dat die mense wat om jou is versorg is, want dit is sy hart.
Ja.
Hierdie vrou was amper 84, soos ek 84 en sy het in die kerk met haar dag en nag prayers wat sy gedoen het sy gefast en sy het hulle geserve. So it's a it's a very secret thing as well with fasting and prayer. You need to serve as well. Serve someone, or like I said, give someone food that you need to eat, or do something of serving as well, because then you become the sacrifice that Christ has become.
So, ek net sê, ek meen, gisteroggend het Marius Higgins gepraat. And hy sê, the key to shorten the season of problems to get to the season of greatness. Okay? En jy het genoem van prys, as deel van hierdie vas. Jy sê, your praise is a sacrifice that demands fire from heaven. En dit is volgens Jesaja 60 vers.
Ek wil net vir julle nog 'n bietjie raad gee. It's important to write down what you are fasting for, so that it will help you to remember the goal. And Stella showed me last night, she's busy putting a little fasting booklet together. We can actually make it available to you if you want it. It's like dis amper soos 'n diary. Jy weet as jy nou gaan trou, dan skryf jy nou alles in. Hierdie dag het ek nou dit gaan koop en hierdie dag het ek dit. Nou dis soos 'n fasting diary. Waarvoor vas jy? Wat se skrif lees jy vir daai dag? Dag 2, wat eet jy? Daar's plek waar jy kan skryf wat jy gaan eet vir daai dag of wat jy nou nie gaan eet nie. So work that into your quiet time so that you never forget the vision. Because if you get tempted, you're going to want to break the fast, but if you've got the vision in front of you the whole time, it's going to be easier for you.
Ek het 'n vraag hier. Net as jy vas, mag dit net een spesifieke ding wees waarvoor jy vas of kan jy van meer van
Jy kan vir baie
dinge.
Wat ek gewoonlik doen is ek sal eintlik selfs 'n petisie skryf. Ek sal sê, Vader, ek kan nie so aangaan. Hierdie is nou nie reg. Hierdie. Ons kom nie deur hierdie maand en dit en dit. En dan sit ek dit in my Bybel met my Bybelverse en sê maar Vader, u woord sê dan. U sal my nooit begewe verlaat nie. Maar u woord sê ek kan enigiets vra en as dit volgens u wil is, sal u dit vir my gee. So ek sit al my Bybelverse daar. En dan sal ek sê ek vas nou 3 dae vir deurbraak vir hierdie. En dis fenomenaal. Hoe die een na die ander uitgesorteer word. Een na die ander.
And there was something.
Dit is net 'n geestelike wet. It works.
Isn't
But
it-
you need to train yourself and train your spirit.
Thank you, Father God. We have the privilege to learn from your word, that we can tonight have the privilege to learn from fasting, prayer, that we can learn from that moment we sacrifice stuff in our flesh, that it can also manifest in the spirit. Thank you for teaching us today, Father God, that we can humbly bow down before you in worship, in prayer, in fasting, in doing stuff for you, doing stuff for other people to serve them, so we can glorify your name. Teach us today further on, Father God, to take this teaching and go through the Holy Spirit through it with the wisdom, understanding of it, so we can use your word to bring your glory. Each and every one here, Father God, want to ask that you come and bless them abundantly. Let your face shine upon them. Let you be gracious to them. Let your shalom be with them. Let us, as family, as servants, bond servants, take hands together and glorify your name, not from in just here, but outside as well. And all the glory will come to you. Send them each and on their way as well, Father God. Psalm 91 verse 11, protection angel. Send the pathway ahead of them, Father, clean it up. Take it away, anything that's not from you. And Father, everyone that tonight, that the moment they put their head on the cushion to go and sleep, then they know that you are in control. In the name of Yeshua Mashiach, King of Glory. Amen.